Hello everyone! I am making my way across the challenge field yet again. We're moments away from witnessing the final 4 immunity challenge.
You're not allowing us time to do them really quick. You're not allowing us time to finish off the rest of the people really quick. It's fine.
It is hot. I don't know. The players are like negotiating something with Brandon or something right now about this challenge. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't really know. I don't really know what's happening.
Whatever. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just...
Yeah, ready whenever you are.
Okay, I'm like...
Kind of ready. Oh, we're already live. All
oh
right.
yeah, we've been live. I was giving people a chance to file on in here, but
Okay.
I'm like a little out of it, so...
Okay.
Take the reins, Brandon. Take it away.
All right, so this is our final immunity challenge. We have Jordan, Kyle, Kelsey, and Sarah competing for a chance to plead their case to the jury. One of them will guarantee it with this challenge, and then 2 of them will make it there with them. So for this challenge, it is an obstacle course with 3 elements from previous challenges and then a final puzzle. The first previous element is throwing the balls on top of the tribal council perch. Once they land one, they'll grab a bag and return to their table. Then we have a throwing a beanbag on the spool.
I forgot that the camera was facing me and I just yawned. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Beanbag on the spool.
Beanbag on spool, and then cross the balance beams. Pretty self-explanatory. And then they'll be doing an anchor puzzle.
Ooh, all right. Are they doing this in a specific order or any order as long as they accomplish it all?
Any order they want.
Ooh. All right, that means I will be racing all over the place following them. All right, strap in. I have my running shoes on.
Get it, Alicia.
Let's do
Yes,
it.
whatever color your puzzle is, you grab that color every time.
Oh, so the bag of puzzle pieces.
We found that sometimes it's easier for us to like dumb it down and tell each other because sometimes when you talk, I think you're used to like your brain is healthier than ours, so like we don't always understand you.
Makes sense.
You run, throw ball, high up.
I use more words and less words to trick. Anybody? That's an office quote. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Cam.
I got you.
Alrighty. Head to table.
Table go.
Top four.
Never seen an episode of Office in my life.
1, 2. See, bad brains. 1,
2, 3. Top 4. Nice.
All right, and with that, they are now setting up for their first challenge.
Red bag.
Oh,
Okay.
You can choose whatever you want.
Where
All right.
will I be
They're
safe?
gonna be all over the
Okay.
place.
I'm just gonna stand
by
by
the
this
tree,
tree.
yeah.
I'm just gonna stand by the safety of
I'm
the
gonna
tree.
do that too.
We're gonna just
All right, everyone
set
can
up.
start filming. All right, for the final time, survivors ready. Go.
All right,
All
3
right,
players
we have
racing
Kyle
in the
racing to the
same
balance
direction.
beam.
Kyle whipping across the balance
And
beam,
Kyle has
grabbing
crossed
a
the
bag of
balance beam.
puzzles.
We have Sarah and Kelsey tossing beanbags.
Kelsey gets it on the
lands
first
beanbag,
try,
comes back
grabs
with
a
the
puzzle
first
piece,
bag.
goes back.
Kyle and
Sarah's
Kelsey
still
with one
attempting.
bag each. We have Jordan on the
She
first.
gives up and does not keep going. Kyle now trying to get the beanbag and hits it on the first shot. We're gonna follow
Kyle's heading
Kyle
back
on
with his
down to the
second
arch.
bag.
If you'll remember, this was one of the first immunity challenges, trying to land a ball on the arch. Kyle up and again hits it on the very first try. Jordan hits it. Jordan forgetting to grab the puzzle pieces, but now heading back. Kyle already unpacking his bags. He has completed all 3 stations, and as we can see, he is the only one working on the puzzle so far. Let's go catch up with... Oh, Kelsey thought that she was balancing both ways. She was not, so she is running on over. Also has
Kyle and Kelsey.
all 3 bags. Jordan just lands it. Sarah's still at the beanbag toss. This was the very first challenge that Sarah ran up to. She is still stuck at it. And up and over. Oh, hits the table again. Here is Jordan. Oh, Jordan, you just have to go across once, not back. You just have to go that way, not this way. Yes.
Oh my god.
All right. And Jordan retrieves pieces. Kelsey and Kyle working on the puzzle. Sarah still working at it. We'll watch her one last time, and she gets it. Away we go to the puzzle now. Sarah still has a few to do. Kelsey fitting some pieces together, but are they right? A lot of reconfiguring and moving around. Kyle also trying to fit two pieces together, wondering what might match, what might fit, and what this puzzle may be. Players are working to put a puzzle in a CYS shaped frame. Jordan also working on the puzzle. Sarah in the background still trying to get the ball on the arch, and bounces up and down.
Close for Sarah.
Jordan trying to fit pieces together. Sarah not giving up, still attempting to hit that arch. All right. Jordan feels like he's made some progress, has 4 pieces together, but are they in the correct order? Let's go check in with the others and see how they're doing. Here is Kyle M. spinning some pieces around, looking elsewhere to see what might work, what might fit. Now rotating a couple pieces around. Let's check in with Kelsey over here, who is gingerly and delicately placing some pieces together. She has 3 currently all smushed together right now, but are they right? Kelsey says she does not think so.
My brain.
Remember, these players have been out here for 5 days with very little to eat, lots to drink, keeping them hydrated, but the brain fog has definitely set in. Kyle now with different sets of pieces grouped all together, perhaps making a little progress here if he is right. Sarah still not back with any new puzzle piece bags, just the one, still working at that arch. Jordan fitting some more pieces together. Scratching his head. Wiping the sweat off, just kidding. He has a large chunk of pieces that he has put together rather than little groups of 2 or 3. Just working his way methodically through, trying to find a piece that would work. Let's move on back. Here's Kyle again. Still rotating those pieces around. Trying piece after piece to see what might fit.
And Sarah lands her ball.
All right, as we can see, Sarah has finally hit, I don't know, she hasn't hit anything. She has made the ball land on the arch, now has another puzzle piece. Off she is in the distance, completing the balance beam portion for her final bag of pieces. Let's check in with Jordan as Sarah now sprinting, making her way back. She will now start the puzzle portion, dumping all her pieces out, hoping that she is still in this.
Everyone is now working on the puzzle.
Can hear the heavy breathing from all the effort that Sarah put forth. One piece flies in the wind off the table. She grabs it. Let's check back in with Jordan. Jordan still with a very large chunk of the puzzle that he has put together. Jordan looking for presumably one piece at a time, examining the progress that he has made, trying to figure out where else can he fit a piece, what else might work. Viewers asking, who makes all these puzzles? That would be our host extraordinaire / challenge maker, Brandon. Here is Sarah trying to get back in this, putting some pieces together. Kyle now with several pieces put together, whereas before he would just have 2 or 3 at a time.
Sorry? It goes around the whole puzzle board. Yeah.
Kelsey getting confirmation that this puzzle will take up the entire frame that it should sit in. Kelsey with one chunk of pieces off to the side out of frame, another chunk inside the frame, and several pieces scattered about as she rotates and examines them. Kyle with a lot of pieces in the frame, trying to figure out where they might go, where they should sit in that frame. Everybody quietly concentrating on this puzzle now. Whoever finishes first will guarantee their spot in the final 3. So everybody wanting to win this, everybody wanting to get a seat at the final 3. Jordan now taking all the pieces completely out of his frame, working on the table itself instead. Looking over to see if there's been any progress made across the way here. Jordan now putting pieces back in the frame. Sarah not losing her cool, trying to methodically work her way through this challenge despite getting a much later start than all 3 other players. We'll go ahead and get aerial views of all of the players' puzzle boards right now. Here is Kyle's. And here is Kelsey's. We'll come back down and look at Sarah's. Everybody seeming to have a slightly different way of going about doing this, about organizing the pieces. And here we are with Jordan. Everybody just maintaining their cool, nobody panicking on this puzzle. Everybody just trying to work through it and solve it. For everybody joining us, this is the final 4 immunity challenge. Players have been running all over and have redone several of the challenge elements from past challenges. They are now working on a puzzle that none of them have ever seen before. And whoever finishes this first will win a spot in the final 3. Jordan staying with his strategy of working outside the frame to put pieces together. Sarah has now pulled away several of the pieces that she had previously in the frame. Kyle now working outside of his frame as well. And Kelsey facing away from all of the other players, using her body to block her progress so no one can look over and see. Whether intended or not, that's what seems to have happened here. Kelsey taking a little bit of a breather, getting her mind clear, and then going right back into the puzzle. Kyle with 2 different chunks on his table right now. Everybody puzzling, everybody concentrating. All right, someone wishing that they could have, one of the viewers wishing they could have seen the puzzle completed because they are not sure what they are trying to create. The players were all told before this challenge started that they would be completing an anchor puzzle. And all of them very eager to complete this because winning here means they would have secured their spot in the final tribal council and a chance to plead their case to the jury. So, arguably most important challenge of the season taking place right now. And it wouldn't be a good final challenge if it wasn't a little bit challenging. Kelsey searching now for a very specific piece. She thinks she might have found it. All right, let's check back in with Kyle. See how we're doing here. Rotating another puzzle chunk. Everybody's still very focused. Sarah's staring at a certain section of her puzzle before placing a piece there. Sarah removing a piece and then putting it right back. Removing it again. Removing all the pieces off the frame and onto the table. Gonna try something different here. Jordan now placing some of the pieces back in the frame. He's been working on the table for most of this challenge. One viewer saying, so stressful. I cannot imagine how stressed they are. I would assume pretty stressed. Jordan says you are not wrong. They've been out here for 5 very long days, and it's all coming down to this, so a lot of stress indeed. I think it would mean a lot to each of these players to win here and get to sit in front of the jury. Kelsey with a lot of pieces in the frame, but are they right? And I'm literally asking that because I don't know what this puzzle looks like either, so I'm with all of you viewers. Kyle nodding his head, feeling like maybe he is seeing something. Kyle rotating and carefully placing some pieces. Whispering a little bit to himself to work things through. Sarah now moving in very closely to 2 pieces to see if they are a perfect fit. Shakes her head, decides they are not. Jordan now looking for one very specific piece, trying several pieces in one spot of the puzzle. Kelsey now asking for a check, so we'll head on over. Kelsey's still working through the puzzle. Flipping some things around. Kelsey asking for a check. Brandon says no, that is not the solution to the puzzle. I'll go ahead and give you aerial views again of everybody's puzzle. That was Kelsey's. Here is Kyle's. Here is Sarah's table. And here is Jordan's. Jordan now looking for a different piece for a different area of the puzzle than before. And we'll head back over to Kelsey. Kelsey now has almost all of her pieces in the frame. Picking some pieces up, putting them back down. Kelsey asks for another check, another no. All right, and spinning around, here's Kyle again. Kyle now putting several pieces in his frame. Kyle having a little discussion with himself to try and figure this out. I do the same thing with puzzles and anything I'm thinking through. Sarah now moving a puzzle chunk upwards in her frame and trying to add more pieces to it. Jordan now getting a different perspective on his puzzle, moving around to another side of the table. Jordan putting several pieces back in his frame. Sarah now shifting a puzzle chunk over in her frame, adding another piece. Our host Brandon getting attacked by a tree momentarily. Here we have Kyle bent over his puzzle. Someone in the viewer chat loving the noise that the puzzle pieces make, saying it's so satisfying. There is something calming about it, I do agree. Maybe not for the players. Kyle putting lots of pieces in his frame, moving a little bit faster than he was before. Sarah fitting some pieces together. Jordan on another side of the puzzle yet again. Jordan again looking for that perfect piece, that perfect fit. Thinks he might have found it. Turns out all that running around and shooting bean bags and balls in the air didn't have too much of an impact on this challenge. Everyone has been at this for quite some time. Kyle asking for a check.
Kyle wins final immunity.
Kyle.
Congratulations.
And here is the finished puzzle result.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All the players wanting to see what it looked like. Kelsey's puzzle.
I don't know what
Looked like
something
this.
here was. Yeah, these didn't line up. That was hard. Wow, it's so weird Wow.
First
I
time?
was all but one piece for so long.
First time? For me?
All right, Kyle. Congratulations.
Way to go.
You're on your way to the final three. As for the rest of you, one of you will become the final member of the jury. We'll have some time to talk about it, and we will see you in tribal shortly.
All right, great. When should the viewers tune back in for the final four tribal council? We will see you back here in 20 minutes. This is, of course, a huge decision spot in the final tribal council. It will be a final three this game. And now has a decision to make. The others will have to plead their cases because they want a seat next to him at the jury, or not at the jury. They don't want a seat at the jury. They want a seat at the final tribal council. So see you back in 20 minutes. We will be sending the last member of the jury to the jury at that time.